hope. Okay. So hopefully there will be no problems with the video tonight because Mercury's still in retrograde, still messing with us. I want to welcome everyone to the new moon in Aquarius. Some of you, well, if you're watching my videos, you know that I was in the process of moving. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been moving and unpacking. And the webcam that I use on my computer, of course, I thought I put it in a safe place where I'm going to remember 2 weeks ago. I couldn't find it. However, I found the webcam that I lost over a year ago. That is the reason why I bought the webcam I was looking for tonight. So, which is funny because that kind of brings me to the planet Saturn. Saturn is about karma and things coming back to us, unfinished business coming back to us. And that seems to be a big theme astrologically, especially in February. Hey, Bernadette. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Lori. So I finally moved. And as for my patrons, I know I had to postpone the 30 days of manifesting because I couldn't find shit and I was in the middle of moving. So I will be doing it this week. I'm going to post, when we started. I wanted to make sure I had everything set up. I didn't want to start something and then be in the chaos and not be able to fulfill it because it's a commitment. And that's my commitment to you guys. Hi, Nancy. So if you are interested in doing the manifestation challenge with us, the link to my Patreon, all the links to me, whether you want to book a reading, you want to join Patreon, what else is in there? If you want to make a love offering, which, by the way, I thank all of you so much for the amazing gifts, donations, especially the support that you guys have given me. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Tatty, right? Tatty. I haven't said it in a couple of weeks. I need to make sure I'm saying your name right. So as I was moving, I found, and I'm going to go over it when we do the ritual, but I found this bag, random. So if you look, you see there's like a spell bottle and pictures, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was buried in a drawer. And what it was one of my new moon manifesting pouches that I made in 2019. Well, now it's backwards. In 2019. Everything that is in this bag, I have manifested. And I was shocked when I was looking at it. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I have all these things. These things happened. So tonight we're going to make one of these little manifestation bags. It's just like a vision board. If you don't want to do a vision board, this is really cool. I just forgot that I kept it, like I keep everything. And I'll also go over the little spell jar. You don't have to make it. I like making it. So, not that it made the manifestation happen any faster because I have the jar. Remember, it's all about intention. Happy Chinese New Year. Tomorrow is Imbolc, which is 2/2/2022. So the month of February is going to be very, very powerful. And I know you guys are feeling it, especially if you're in some shitstorm right now. There's still like chaos going on, but you can feel that it's starting to settle. So February is going to move very quickly for us. The energies are going to be very intense because on February 4th, all the planets that were in retrograde are now direct. So from now and until February 4th, all the planets are going direct. That means there's no planets in retrograde and the energy is going to be so intense. Hey, Lucy. And February 22nd, 2022 is also a powerful day. Hey, Aurora. For the same reasons, there's a lot of twos. The more numbers you have of the same number, the more intense the energy of that number is. Now, do you have to do anything special, specific? No, just be mindful. Go for a walk. Like if you want to celebrate in bulk and you have no idea how to do that, in bulk does not have to take place tomorrow. In bulk, this is the way I do it. I shouldn't say this is how to do it. Hey, Maya. Hey, Janet. In between Sabbaths, you have in bulk and then you have Beltane. In between those two is when I find the time to celebrate in bulk. In bulk is the beginning of spring, not like the spring equinox. It's about planting seeds. So the fact that it's right near this new moon is like very, very cool. You could plant seeds. If you're manifesting, let's say you're manifesting money, I would highly recommend, because this is what I'll be doing at some point this week, planting basil seeds, because basil has to do with business and money. You can set your intention, make your little spell bag, maybe put a little basil leaves in the bag if you don't want to do a bottle. Sprinkle it and then plant the seeds for that manifestation and care for it. Care for your seeds. Let it like sprout, transplant it, nurture it, grow it, and you're going to see your manifestation doing the same thing. Take your attention away from your manifestation and nurture it. Don't worry like, oh my God, I hope it's going to bloom. When is it going to bloom? Or when is it going to sprout? Or I hope it makes basil. Like, no, we don't worry about that. Same thing with anything that you set intention to. Let it go. And when it's time to nurture it, when it's time to take inspired action, do so. Don't sit there and obsess over like, oh my God, what if it doesn't? I really need this. Like that's not the energy. So that's a suggestion for in bulk. You could go out and connect with nature, notice what new plants bloom around this time of the year. I'm lucky that I live in South Florida, which, by the way, it's been cold. And I don't care what you guys say. For me, 20 degrees at night in the 20s is cold. In the daytime, in the 40s, that shit's cold to me. So this is our winter. And near in bulk, it's always cold, or that's the temperature here. So if you're up north, it may be warming up, and in bulk is more about like the snow melting and you're starting to see the green come out from the ground. For me in Florida, it's kind of the opposite. I see new plants blooming. I see fall leaves, like the oak trees. The leaves are all over the place. So it's slightly different where I am, but still it's a celebration of renewal. That's what in bulk is. It's renewal. It's new beginnings. So however you want to celebrate that, acknowledge it, whatever it is you want to do, then that is your ritual for in bulk. Okay, so tonight's new moon is in Aquarius. By the way, if you're a magical practitioner, the new moon, well, the moon actually, will be in void of course. I wrote it down. Hang on. It will be void of course from midnight tonight until 5:59 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, and when the moon goes void, of course, it's leaving Aquarius, and I'm pretty sure it's going into Pisces, but my brain is shot right now. So the void, of course, is when the moon moves out of one sign and into another. So for a short time frame, it is in no sign. It's in void, of course. And depending on what magical practices you practice, me personally, I don't like doing any manifesting. I would do more releasing or divination during that phase. I'm not saying don't do it, but if you are a magical practitioner, just be mindful. The moon will be in void, of course, from midnight to 5:59 a.m., and that's Eastern Standard Time. So I just wanted to share that. Now, Saturn has a big impact. Before I talk about the energy of Aquarius, Saturn is playing a big impact on us for, I almost want to say the entire month of February, but I feel like it's going beyond that. But February is when we're going to feel the intense energies of Saturn. I highly suggest Go to cafeastrology.com. I'm referring it because I like the website, and you can do a free birth chart on there. That's who I would suggest. You can simply just Google free birth chart. You'll need your birth date, where you were born, and the exact time. If you don't, you can do it at midnight and you'll get a good understanding of your chart. And the reason why I'm suggesting that, when you get your chart, look at the house that Saturn is in at the time of your chart, because that is the impact on that particular house that you're going to have, that's going to play the influence for this month. Hey, Crystal. Yes, I love that site. They're great. I mean, if you want to learn about if you want to see like the phases of the moon, you want to do a free birth chart, you're into astrology, Cafe Astrology is the bomb. It really, really is. And there are many sites that do free birth charts. I just happen to like that website. So, Aquarius. Aquarius is air energy, and air has to do with the mind. Aquarius is standing up for what you believe in, the bigger picture. I wrote something down that I channeled. Okay, so here it was. It's the sign of truth, and it has to do with sciences, not just medical, but just science in general, like the exploration of science. So we're going to be seeing a lot of shit coming up this month, especially when it comes to the truth. There's going to be major distractions, and it's really important that you recognize something is like, oh, look over here. I call it the magician's assistant. Like, her job is to be like, oh, look over here, and the magician's doing something else. There's going to be a lot of that going on in February. So things may come on mass media to piss you off, to be like, oh my God, this group sucks and that group sucks, and really something bigger is going on behind the scenes, but they're distracting you with this bullshit. Most people will be mindful of this, or they will recognize that this is a distraction. And because of that, a lot of truth is being revealed, especially when it comes to currency, like stocks, oh God, the internet one, cryptocurrency, things of that nature is just coming to the surface. Just think it's the truth. Okay. And Uranus rules Aquarius, and Uranus is linked to the truth. So truth. Now how it's going to impact us personally, a lot of relationships are continuing to dissolve, especially when it comes to family. People you are not vibing with are kind of falling out of your life. New people that support and honor your vibe are coming in. So there's still this purging of relationships, but that's been going on for the past 2 years more. This is like the end result of it. It's still going on. However, this is when the truth comes up. So you may have some emotional, emotional attachments to maybe these people, those memories. Certain things are going to come up so you can clear, because remember, Saturn has to do with karma. So there's a lot of karmic clearing. And it does not mean, hey, Yolanda, don't mistake it that you made a wrong choice and these people are supposed to be in your life. It's more of a karmic clearing. So, and as it's not like you have to take notes or anything. You're going to know it in the moment it happens. You're going to be like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. The end. Just know that a lot of these suppressed emotions that are coming up right now are coming from a lot of the purging that's been going on, because certain energies were making us motivated and amped up that I'm not taking this shit no more. And then you make a decision or you say what you need to say without dealing with the emotion attached to it. So right now we have the emotions of those choices coming up. Remember, it does not mean it was a bad decision, a bad choice. It's nothing like that. It's simply a clearing. So it's really important to be mindful of that. The other energies that govern the astrologically what's going on, especially when it comes to Uranus and Aquarius, is secrets of sex and finances are being revealed. So however you want to take that, just know that that is where the energy is being highlighted right now, or that's what's being highlighted through the energy right now. Sorry, I'm still like lost. By the way, my house came with an 80-pound dog who thinks he's 5 pounds and likes to be wrapped like a burrito in a quilt, a comforter, and he's laying on the couch next to me. So when I first set up, I was like, no, I took the comforter off. I'm like, you can't go on the couch. I got to do a video. And he was just anxiously pacing, which was more annoying. So you may see a dog's head pop up, and those of you who know me know I do not have a dog, but I do now. So just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, so let's see crystal emotions. Yes. Well, crystal, it's not just dark emotions. We're always doing this shadow shit because the shadow parts of us are the parts that we don't want to deal with, that we don't want to feel. And because, especially if you're watching this video, you've been working on yourself, not just because you're watching the video, but if you're drawn to this type of video, you've been working on yourself. You're, seeking enlightenment. And and I don't mean that they're meaningless when I say superficial, but the emotions on the surface was easier to reveal, even though it wasn't, but it was easier to reveal as we get to the core. So right now we're getting to the core of the emotions, which depending on your sign, especially if you're a water sign, because water is very emotional, even though I think some Aquariuses are very emotional. I don't want to just say it's only water, but if you are if you're a sensitive, you're an empath, you're feeling it even more, I should say, not just blame the water signs, because I don't mean that. Now, when these planets all go direct on February 4th, it's activating higher frequencies. So you're already feeling it. Pains in the neck, ringing in the ears, pressure in the head, pressure on your shoulders. You're feeling achy. You're feeling tired. You think you're dying, but the doctor's saying there's nothing wrong with you. You think you have fibromyalgia or cancer, and they just can't find it. I mean, it's all these crazy things because you just don't feel right. And it's because our physical body is matching the higher frequencies that are coming in. So these aches, pains, pressures that we're feeling in our body really is coming from these higher frequencies that have been coming in. They're just getting stronger, which means not everyone, but some people may be seeing flashes of light, maybe more shadows, almost as if your vision, I don't even know how to put this into words, almost as if your vision is changing, like you feel you're seeing beyond the physical world, if that makes sense. And if you're experiencing this, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. And eventually everyone is going to go through this stage, but you feel like you can see beyond the physical world. Like you can see more things that you haven't seen before, or the way you're viewing everything has more depth to it. Those things are very hard to explain. There's going to be more of that. There's an increase in lost gifts and childhood gifts. So if you were younger and you knew you had a special gift, let's say you had the gift of telekinesis as a kid and you want it back, but somehow you lost it, this year, this whole year, but starting this month, lost gifts and childhood gifts that were suppressed are coming back. So all of a sudden, you may be, if you have telekinesis, you realize all of a sudden one day you can start moving shit. And you're like, oh, I didn't even do that. How did I do it? So it's going to be that kind of energy that's around us. Everything that we've suppressed. And remember, like Crystal said, there's dark emotions coming in because they're in your shadows, right? Your gifts, your lost gifts are in your shadows too, because at some point you realized it made you different. You didn't fit in, so you suppressed it. Well, it's coming back. And those of you who have come to me recently, especially for readings or messaged me about how do you get gifts back when you were younger, you don't have to seek it. It's already in you. It's going to be revealed to you. Just pay attention to the way you feel physically. You're going to start feeling changes physically, just like the energy is changing our physical body. You're going to feel these changes. And not everything that feels different is bad. So no need to go into a panic. I'm not saying don't seek medical attention. I'm just saying, especially if you did and they're saying nothing is wrong, you're not crazy. It's just beyond their scope of textbook thinking. So the other things that are going to come up are the cosmic energies are going to amp up the strong feelings, which kind of like what Crystal just said, dark ones. They're just very strong ones. This is a good time to become the alchemist that you are and transmute those energies into something creative. Create something beautiful with it. Allow yourself to feel it and allow it to come through. Let's say, for instance, art, whether it's painting or making something. Feel those emotions and don't make up stories for it. Just allow it to come up and then turn it into something else. Turn it into something beautiful. Because as you're doing this act itself, it's going to transmute that energy and you don't have to punch anybody in the face. Okay, I'm reading Auroras. Honestly, I have no idea how it affects blood pressure other than this sense it's going to raise your vibration. And a lot of people right now are very anxious because they feel like either something's wrong, they don't feel right, and they're very agitated from all the shadow shit that's coming up. I can see that being connected to blood pressure. But Aurora, if it's you and you're pregnant, that's actually a common thing, though. I mean, I'm not saying like it's good. It's pretty common for your blood pressure to rise when you're pregnant. The other thing is extreme weather, and what was interesting is the past week, my meditations, I kept getting. I don't want to say they're warnings. They were like just random messages to be mindful of the seismic activity. And I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay, Aurora. We'll look into that a little bit. I'm pretty sure that seismic activity is earthquakes. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm not really sure, but that's how I understood it. The seismic activity. And then I started hearing about like different earthquakes that I don't watch the news, so I really don't know what's going on in the world. I know there's a lot of bullshit. And, not everything is bullshit, but I avoid it. So I feel like if the universe needs me to know something, it will be revealed. And I did hear that San Diego recently had an earthquake. And I don't know, how strong it was. I don't know the impact it had. But it's just interesting that my meditations were telling me about it. And then, hey, Abby, and the next meditation is telling me about extreme weather patterns. So that is Gaia creating the balance and clearing the destruction that we've made to the planet, because the planet needs to purge itself too. The planet has its own shadow shit. The abuse that we've put onto the planet, however you want to, take it. I'm not going to get into that, but it's a natural living organism that has to heal itself, balance itself, cleanse itself. So the extreme weather is related to Gaia healing herself. And we're going to be seeing a lot of that in 2022. So we're going through major shifts, a lot of progress, a lot of clarity, and a lot of quick moving experiences. And that's the best word I could come up with based on what it was making me feel. It's like things are just going to move really fast. And if it's like some kind of healing, the moment you become aware of it, boom, it's gone. Like everything is just moving quickly. So here's how I think of it. We were in a lot of chaos, a lot of changes that brought us to this moment that we're in right now. Maybe you're still going through some changes. Maybe you're still trying to adjust the changes, whatever it is. But now everything that we experience is taking us to the bigger picture. So along this way to the bigger picture, a lot of that stuff isn't the final outcome. It's just the stepping stone that we need to take to get to the bigger picture. So I hope that makes sense. That is really the energy that we're in right now. And you feel it, because if you felt, let's say the past 3 weeks, if you felt like unmotivated, tired, confused, you don't know what to do, you have all these ideas, but you don't know how to implement any of them, you just stuck in your head overthinking, like, I got to do something, but I don't know what to do. That was kind of the universe telling us to rest, because now all the opportunities that we need to seize are going to come into our life. And you'll know. You don't have to do anything. It literally, the universe brings it to us. It's our crazy minds that we believe we have to constantly be doing shit. And those things are going to come in very quickly. Hey, Tess, we're going to be meeting people that support us and that will help us get to that bigger picture. They may or may not stay. So there's a lot of fast moving shifts coming in, especially this month. I feel like it's going to continue throughout the year, but this month is going to be the most intense. Then it kind of will calm down, but there's still major shifts going on, because I feel like by the end of the year, for all of us collectively, we're all going to be in a very, very different place. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Who we are right now is not going to be the final outcome when we do the circle in December. I promise you that. Let's see. I told you about checking the chart. Okay, so here is another thing that came to my attention, because like I shared that I started studying astrology. So I write down some notes that I feel like is relevant for us to know because it stands out. But the Uranus Aquarius connection, we'll call it, is linked to geomagnetics, which this year in 2022 will be unstable. And that's why physically we will be feeling this for the rest of the year. So eventually, it's not, we're always going to feel this way. It's like getting surgery. It sucks. And then each day you get better and better, but you may still be sore and achy. But eventually one day you're like, you don't feel anything anymore. You're fine. Think of it that way. The changes that we're going through physically are uncomfortable. It's not bad. It's just uncomfortable. And it is going to be for a while. But we will adjust and get used to it. And then eventually we won't even feel it anymore. So, if you are new to my circles, I want to welcome you. If you've been following me forever or maybe last circle, I thank you for your support. I do circles every new and full moon where we talk about the energy, talk about how I'm feeling. No, kidding. And group readings and some kind of ritual or meditation that corresponds with the energies that we're in. I'm going to show you 3 cards. Each card represents a deck. Pick the deck that you're drawn to. All the decks will correspond with each other. The one that you pick is the message that you need to hear right now that will hopefully change your perspective in the way you're looking at the experience you're in right now. So the 2 cards, and it was interesting because Saturn is karma, right? And the theme is justice. So, and it's funny because all the readings I've done this week, personal readings for people, justice, some justice card kept coming up. So justice will be served, especially the month of February. So if you're going through some kind of court issue, justice will be served. If you have some kind of karmic relationship, justice will be served. The other one is knowledge. And this kind of really does explain a lot of February, because February is a seeking. You're going to find yourself seeking knowledge, either learning something new, learning about something that you were interested in at one time, and all of a sudden you got like, I used to like doing that, and I think I'm going to look into that again or do it again. So this is really a self-exploration month, kind of for us to discover what we're passionate about, those forgotten passions, those forgotten, what's the word? Not like things that we wanted to do, those interests. So there's a lot of forgotten, especially if you are a mom. It's easy to forget what you love to do when you're a mom because kids and husband or kids and family come first, right? And you kind of put your needs on the side. In February, even though there is Valentine's Day and that has to do with love and that whole commercial bullshit, it is a month of love. And whether or not you're in a relationship or whether or not you want to be in one, February is about self-love. So it's nice to share it with someone, but more importantly, be kind to yourself and love yourself. So here are the 3 cards. Now we're live, obviously. I cannot timestamp them, but when I'm done with the video, it will be in chapters, so you can just easily jump to the deck. This is deck number 1. If you're drawn to this card, you are deck number 1. This is deck number 2. And this is deck number 3. There's something, I like this card. I don't know. It was just, I was very drawn to it. Okay, let me know what deck you picked so I know I don't have to repeat them. This is deck number 1. This is deck number 2. And this is deck number, upside down, 3. So, okay, so those cards are from my Namaste deck. I love them. I think they're very cool. They have a little Ganesh on the box. And in the back, they have some kind of message, like a prayer or a mantra or whatever. And this one has a blessing from your soul. You are a beautiful soul full of infinite wisdom. Stop judging and start loving yourself. You are blessed with the endless potential and on the verge of transforming into the radiant being that is your true essence. Shine your light and allow this blessing into your heart. So that is That's beautiful. And it goes with the other, the knowledge, the theme for Valentine's Day. So let's see what cards. All of a sudden I got so stuffy. I think it was my sage. It was burning too much. Okay, so we're going to start with the chakras. You got quite a few chakras here. You have the heart chakra, which is the whole heart. So a lot of your energy is in your heart chakra. For some of you, I feel like there's a lot of anxiety. Maybe you're having panic attacks, shortness of breath for some people. Definitely like heaviness in your heart. For some, there may be some sadness, like some kind of loss, or you feel like you have some kind of loss. Then we have the sacral chakra, emotions, crown chakra, I'm sorry about the light. I'm trying not to do that. Inspiration, and throat chakra, communication. So, just from your chakra cards, I feel like your heart chakra is, of course, love, compassion, understanding. It's your passions. It's what you love. And because this full chakra showed up in your reading, means that that's where you're holding a lot of your energy, in your heart. And because you have this, whether it's a wall up or some kind of blockage in your heart, you're having a hard time expressing yourself, trusting and following your intuition. Like you get an idea and you're afraid to communicate it. You're afraid to say what you're really feeling. You're just having a hard time expressing yourself. And you're swallowing a lot of that. So because you're having a hard time expressing it, you're swallowing it rather than releasing it and putting it out there. It's stored right here. Like I can feel it. It's stored here. It almost feels like either I can't breathe or I have like a pain in my chest. Like there's just a lot of energy. Deck number 1, do something fun. Laugh. And I feel like for some that pick deck number 1, they haven't laughed. Like uncontrollable laugh. Like ridiculous laugh. Like your stomach hurts laugh in a very, very long time. I feel like a lot of your laughing has been forced. Like you're trying very hard to be happy, but something inside is missing. And it's not. It's the block. It's there. It's just that you can't feel it. And the only way to open yourself up to that, oh, this card just stood out to me. It says, be insightful and established. Rebalance your energy, bring awareness into the now, rather than allowing it to occupy the past or the future. It's so weird because this card was staring out to me. So there you go. Bring yourself into the moment. Like go back out in nature. Something with flowers seems to be significant. Probably for someone, or whoever is, could be everyone on deck number 1. But something with flowers. Buy yourself flowers. Instead of waiting for someone else to give them to you, buy them for yourself. Do something for yourself that you wish someone else would do. Do it for yourself. And I do feel like for some, they're very like, not rituals, but I can't think of the word, like routines. Like you're afraid to go out of your routine or definitely out of your comfort zone. Do something different. Like when you wake up, oh, I'm sorry, Tasha. That would be it. That would be it. I definitely feel like you need to do something for yourself that you haven't done in a while. Do something different when you wake up. Instead of waking up doing the same thing, do something different. Get up on the other side of the bed. Instead of, if you make your bed all the time, don't make it. Get up, do something else, then go back. Change the routine, because this is going to change the way you're looking at it. I almost feel like you're in like Groundhog Day. It's like the same thing over and over and over. Do something different so you will start seeing a different response to everything. If you keep doing, hi Cassie, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to have the same days you've always had. So do something different. Go off your routine. The world's not going to end. If you're working, call in late, call in sick, take a random day off, just a me day. Do something different, and you're going to see how this is going to shift everything. Everything. You have the turtle. Adrift in shallow water. Take deep breaths and reconnect to your inner peace. Yeah, see, there's definitely a lot of anxiety here. There's a lot of overthinking. There's a lot of psychic abilities and inspiration too, like divine downloads, but you're so preoccupied with, I keep feeling routine. It keeps coming back to routine, either routine in the way you think things should go, and that's how your mind is consuming everything. This is why I'm saying do something different. Me and my daughter have this thing. We'll say pattern interrupt, and we'll just do something completely different to shift everything. And a pattern interrupt is just that, because our mind really is just a series of patterns, right? And if we want something different, all we need to do is change the pattern, change the thought, change the belief. That's all we need to know. It's not easy, but when you mindfully do it, you don't have to perfect it. You will still get the outcome of it. So try it. Just try it. You have new birth, follow your own rhythm, listening for the truth, and visions of life beyond death. So what's interesting is, so Tasha, I thought of you when I saw this card. For some reason, it looks like she is hugging something, right? But it's really a butterfly. And then you have visions beyond life and death. Now, this isn't only for Tasha. Obviously, if this resonates with you, then it's for you. But I feel like you have spiritual connection. You kind of like, whether it's a medium or it's one of your abilities, you are definitely connecting to the spirit world. And I feel like for some of you, you're not aware of it because you're so caught up in your head, you're not allowing it to come through. The other thing that's standing out to me is this owl, which goes back to the wisdom. And there is a peacock here. And where is, okay, so follow your own rhythm. To me, the peacock is to show your uniqueness. So if you see right here, there is the peacock. And the peacock is show your uniqueness. Because the peacock doesn't look like any other bird. Like, you can't mistake any other bird for a peacock. You know, it's a beautiful bird, but it's unique. Right? And I'm sure if the peacock was human, it would not be so like opening its feathers and be like, look at me. No, it would probably be in like a cave somewhere. Like, I don't look like everyone else. Yeah, the peacock to me feels like it's time for you to embrace your uniqueness. Don't be afraid, especially because I go back to the childhood lost gifts. And I feel like this spirit world thing has something to do with it. And it's not just people who've passed on. I'm talking about angelic communication, galactical communication, some kind of communication outside of this dimension. We'll call it that. And I feel like that there's some kind of fear there. It's something that you did as a kid. And if you don't remember it, it's probably because it's in your shadow, you suppressed it, but it's coming up now. There is definitely something new though, because you got the butterfly. This one has the butterfly here. It's transformation. To me, well, to a lot of people, the butterfly is transformation. So Lori, that might be for you too with the peacock. Here's what I say. My interpretation of the peacock is mine. When you look at the peacock, go with what you feel, what it's telling you. Because right now, the owl, the butterfly, and the peacock seem to be deck number one's spirit animals. For sure. And I'm going to go with the fish because these are two different decks. See, two different decks. This one has the seashell. She's listening, right? And she looks like she is, to me, she looks like she's underwater listening for the truth. And then we have rediscover your zeal. Sorry. Water is transformation. Water transforms anything. Water flows. So I feel like deck number one's message is to let go of the restrictions you've imposed on yourself through like your routines and how things should happen and how everything is supposed to look, and just have fun. Just embrace the moment that you're in, because you're missing a lot of those moments by living in your mind in something that doesn't exist, in fear of something that still doesn't exist but happened at some point. So there's some kind of huge transformation going on. And because of like the fish, the shell, the water, I feel like the universe is making you very uncomfortable, pushing you out of your comfort zone to go with the flow, because things are out of your control. Things aren't going the way you think they should be going, the way you expected them to go. And because of that, surrender. Just don't force it. Don't be mad. Don't tear yourself up that you fuck something up and that's why it's that way. Just go with it. Just go with it. And oh, look, here's the next card that stood out to me. Trust. And what's funny is I love when I get this deck and I get in one reading, I get the yes and the no. And this is you. This is you right here. One side of you is saying no, your mind is overthinking shit. And then there's this other part of you is just like, trust your intuition. Just go with it. Yes, it doesn't make sense. And like, it's no, don't. You know what can go wrong and and I feel like that's kind of like where you're stuck in this yes or no in your mind, and you have to surrender. I know this isn't easy, but one thing I have to say, I have to share, is that the old version of me, what I've been going through since August, the old version of me would have snapped, had a breakdown, probably be institutionalized right now. And my new version knew that it was a test of trust. It was something that I needed to surrender to, that it was out of my control, and that everything is going to work out exactly the way it's supposed to. Even though I can't see how, even though I felt like time was running out, it always does. It always does. And I'm sharing that because this is where you are right now. You are where I was in August, where you have a choice. Either you're going to fight it and force it, and it still ain't going to go the way you think, or just let go. Not that it's easy, because you can tell my mental status through my cuticles, because I'll chew them. I will chew them like a cannibal, or I'll pick them. So that's how I know when I'm picking and chewing on my cuticles that I'm not trusting. So I bring myself back to like, okay, let it pass. Now, does it always work? No, but at least I was mindful of it. Just being mindful of it, because just being mindful that you're trying to control something, and that part of you that wants you to let go and surrender is there to protect you, changes everything. I'm not recommending biting your cuticles, but most likely you will probably be doing something else that physical that will bring to your attention that you're not trusting. You're not being present. You're not trusting. You're holding on to it. You're forcing it. Something needs to be released. So just pay attention to you got to get rid of the energy in your heart. And like biting your cuticles, at least it comes to your attention. You're so used to having this weight and protection that you put up in your heart that's blocking it, that you don't even feel it anymore. And the universe wants you to feel. So does that make sense to you guys? And look, take action, success. So don't worry about the outcome, because it's going to take you exactly where you need to be. It's going to take you to the bigger picture. It's just not going to take you the way you expect it. Sarasvati, I don't know how. Okay, so I had these, yeah, goddess cards a long time ago. They're Doreen Virtue. They were like big, and they were like gold leafed around it, or gilded, or whatever you call it. So I order another deck. Look at the size of this thing. It's like, it's a joke. But I love the cards. And I cannot pronounce her name. So maybe you're familiar. And then it goes back to, remember I said do something creative? This is the art. So what does, oh my God, it's so small. Express yourself through creative activity. So it's confirming that. Do something fun. Go get a coloring book and color, paint by numbers. Do water painting, watercolor painting. Oh, you know what I meant. Do something that you loved as a child and embrace that inner child and have fun again. So you can remember what it is that you loved, what it is that motivated you. That think of kids. They don't have any reason to do the things they do. They just do because, I don't know, I felt like it. Like an adult, why would you stick your finger in the outlet? You'll get electrocuted. A kid's like, well, I want to see what it felt like. Right? It didn't matter. So as a kid, exploring the world that way and having our parent, which, I mean, of course, it's there to protect, they're there to protect us, but we've kind of inherited this fear of exploring new things. Like, oh, I'm going to get hurt. It's going to fall apart. It's going to fail. Like, just go back to that time. You know what? You survived 100% of your shittiest days, your worst days. That's a good track record, right? So don't worry about it. Now, your next card is, okay, of course, I got to get the goddesses. I did Sekhmet. I think it's Sekhmet. See, I can't really pronounce all the goddesses. And she's saying, be strong. You can't really see it. Be strong. You are stronger than you think you are. And your strength assures a happy outcome. See, so the other two cards that you have is you see clearly. This is so annoying, this glare. I don't even know where it's coming from. And glamour and intrigue. So this is you. The glamour intrigue is you embracing that, what's the word? That childlike wonder. Can't think of the word. That's not the word I wanted to use, but it's that same thing. Looking at the world from a child's eyes. That's what this card feels like to me. Allow the world to intrigue you and explore it instead of being afraid of it. Deck number 1 is, I feel like you're very afraid of a lot of things, and the things you're afraid of are the very things that are going to bring you success, joy, happiness, wealth, even feeling healthy. Because if you're not feeling healthy and you're not feeling right in your physical body, it once again, not a doctor, but it feels like it's a lot energetically. It's a lot of energies that need to be released, that you're just holding on to because you've learned to become very comfortable with this feeling and you don't even recognize it anymore. And the other one, seeing clearly, clairvoyance, goes back to 1, your gifts. 2, I feel like there's some major breakthrough because you're in a intense transformation. You're in an intense, we'll call it an awakening. I mean, there's not one. We're constantly going through them. So this is like another shift for you, another transformation for you. And things are going to become very, very clear to you. What's interesting is I got 11 weeks and 9 weeks, and we got Aquarius. So this card is times of your life. You reflect the world, and the world reflects you. This is you being present. Just try to bring yourself back into the moment. Feel the air on your skin. Feel the air going in through your nose. Like, what does it feel like if it's hot or cold, or what smell is it? Feel it on your skin. Feel your clothes on your skin. That's bringing yourself into the moment. And like a couple of seconds of this is enough to shift our crazy minds from getting stuck in a loop of insanity. So whatever it is that you're doing something right. Don't think you're not because you're not seeing the results yet. It's just, it's making you uncomfortable. So now it's the risk. Now it's taking the action. Now it's taking that leap. So I feel like in the next, I was going to say 2 months, within the next 2 months, more like April. I feel like April. What do we mean? February, March, April. Yeah, it depends because we're just in February. So by April, something huge. Either you're moving or you're changing what you do for a living. Your career. You're changing something. For some of you, I feel like you're going back to school. Or you've been thinking about going back to school, and either you sign up and you start in April, or something with April and going to school, or some kind of learning course. I don't know what to call it. You have the universe card, right? You have fulfillment of wishes. And then you have power. You also have the number 9 and the number 11. So those may be significant to you. Number 9, something comes to an end. And number 11 is Aquarius. So Aquarius may be significant to you. Maybe it's in your chart. Maybe it's a significant other. Maybe there's someone lingering around you that's an Aquarius. For some, I feel like an Aquarius in your life, you are actually going to motivate them to make a change. Something you do is going to motivate them to make this change. And that feels like it's very specific for a person, not everyone in who picked deck number 1. But deck number 1, I hope that resonated with you. I hope that helped you in some way. And now we're going to deck number 2. Okay, I want to make sure it wasn't upside down. Deck number 2. Let's see what's going on with deck number 2. Oh my God, you got a lot of cards, guys. I know one of the decks, a whole bunch of cards fell out. Okay, so you have Namaste Blessing. The divine in me acknowledges the divine in you. I bow to you and honor your inner light of pure and unconditional love. Eternal peace be with you. Eternal love be with you. Eternal joy be with you through this blessing. So there's some kind of change going on for you. There's some big change. I just felt that when I was saying that, because there's some big change for deck number 2. So we have solar plexus, sacral chakra, throat chakra. Something with the throat chakra, because lately throat chakra has been like in everyone's reading, not just the circle, but other personal readings I've been doing. Throat chakra seems to be like, I guess we're all going to be telling people off in some way. That's not what throat chakra means. So, deck number 2, there is so much anxiety. Oh my God. I have like a nervous stomach. You may, for some of you, you may recognize certain foods you eat, you can't eat anymore, or you're having issues digesting them. So something about your diet is changing. There's just foods that don't agree with you anymore, and your diet is changing. Now, when it comes to the relationship one, I feel like there's 2 different scenarios. I couldn't think of the word. If you notice, I'm having a hard time with words today. So for some of you, you are having a hard time letting go of a relationship that you're in. Even though you know it no longer serves you. And it has to do with your lack of confidence in yourself, because you feel like you've become such a part of this relationship, almost like a fixture, that who are you without this relationship? On the other end, I feel like something, if that aspect doesn't apply to you, when it comes to relationships, your relationship is shifting. Your relationship is changing. I feel like there's going to be more communication. I feel like for maybe someone, they were having a hard time in their relationship communicating. There's been lack of communication, and there's been a lot of like maybe fighting and bickering because you guys aren't communicating. Something is going to shift in that relationship where you guys are going to find this, I almost want to say, this way to communicate with each other where you both understand what the other one is feeling, rather than just like fight or yell. Not that I'm saying everyone in deck number 2 is fighting in their relationship. If that does not apply, then you're all well and good. Okay, so we have strangely lonely, holding on way too tight, and death and the maiden, invasions, boundaries violated, and dominance. So I feel like for deck number 2, there are more people who are in a relationship. That's how I feel it. That you're holding on to something that's dead. You're carrying this weight on your shoulder. And for some of you, it may be a very, I don't want to say a manipulative relationship. That's the word. Yeah, there's a lot of manipulation for someone in this reading. And the manipulation is breaking down your self-esteem, which is why you don't feel confident. You don't, you have like a lack of self-worth when it comes to leaving this relationship. So for the majority of deck number 2, I feel like the relationship is not, I almost want to say not a healthy one. But I don't want to say everyone in deck number 2. But you know who you are if this applies. So something is changing. And you're holding on to something, like you're hoping something will change. You've convinced yourself that if this one aspect changes, the whole relationship will get better, or it would be like it was. And that's not the case. That's definitely not the case here. You can't expect, you've evolved and grown, and the other person has a right to evolve and grow at their own pace. And sitting around waiting for them to do this is not it is not doing anything for you or them. So I feel like there is a choice that needs to be made, like you're at a crossroad, and you have to make that decision. Because if you don't, the universe is going to make it for you, and it's going to be even more uncomfortable than what you're dealing with right now. So remember that. The perfection of your life, defend to the end the worthwhile. And there's the owl again. Softly, softly, the tender touch. And the legacy of light. Now, this card to me feels like, one, you have a lot of angelic protection around you. I feel like for some of you, you feel that connection. You actually communicate with them, and they're giving you the signs what to do, but they can't take away your free will. And this is the thing, like, especially doing like readings. People think that I have the answers to my own life. No, they give us puzzles. They give us just enough that doesn't infringe on our free will, because we have the choices. There you go, Abby, the owl, spirit guide. So you're receiving pieces of information enough to make a decision without infringing on your free will, because you, in the end, make the choice. You already know within you what that choice is. You just want a better option. You want to continue what you're doing, but you want the situation to change to the way you think it should be. And we all do that, by the way. I'm not judging. I'm just relating the message that I'm feeling. And that's not going to happen, because I feel like it's almost as if your angels are, I almost want to say they're yelling at you. They're being very loud. They're being very loud in the messages they're giving you. And you may feel like they're giving you the same thing over and over, whether it's through meditation, dreams, angel writing, however you're receiving the information. You feel like they're giving you the same thing over and over again, which they are, because you're still not paying attention to the messages. You want a different choices. This card, I feel like you have this idea. This feels like a big idea to me. You have this idea, whether it's inspiration or a vision. It's some kind of idea that kind of ignites this fire within you, but because of the lack of self-worth and confidence, because if you look, she's crying. Like she has a tear. You're not, for instance, and I can't get specific ones because this is a group reading, so I can't get a specific message. Your spirit family is leading you in a direction. Divine source is giving you inspiration and ideas, and they're telling you, okay, like, look over here, and you received this inspiration and vision. It's just that this is making you so afraid of whether it's fucking up, doing it wrong, something. and you're dismissing it. And you want, it almost feels like you want that. And I almost want to say you cake and eat it too. And I hate that, because why would I buy cake if I can't eat it? But it's like you want what you think is best for you, and you want everything to be that way, but it's not for your higher good. So I keep feeling like you want your cake and eat it too, but the cake's not real. It's not for your highest good. It's not even a good cake. It's a shitty cake. It's a fake cake. And you're fighting for this cake because you want to eat it, but it's not even real. So I hope that, I don't know why it keeps coming into my head, this fucking cake, but it's not that you don't deserve to have what you want. What you think you want isn't for your highest and greatest good. It's coming from a very low vibrating energy of lack and doubt and insecurity, like you're settling. And this is why this shit ain't going the way you want. Not that you can't have what you're hoping to have with what's in your life right now. You can. It's just what's in your life right now isn't the energy that's going to bring it to you. I hope that makes sense. I don't know how to word that. So yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of sadness, because she looks like she's crying like black tears to me. So I just feel like there's a lot of sadness, a lot of unhappiness. Okay, so it's interesting your these three cards. You have clearing the excess, persistent dive, and gentle moderation. So it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Baby steps will still get you where you need to go. Consistent steps will get you to where you need to go, where you want to go. I have zero patience. I want everything to happen right away, or at least I did, until I started learning the purpose of patience, like what patience really was. Going from where I am to where I want to be is the destination. That journey from here to there is the destination. And if I'm so consumed with getting from here to there, I will miss all of it. And then when I get there, I'm like, oh, well, it's not even what I thought. You know what I'm saying? Take these little steps. It's going to take you where you need to be. It's not going to happen immediately, because there's a lot you're going to learn and grow and evolve and appreciate that maybe you've taken for granted up to this point. And gratitude is a huge aspect of manifesting. So clearing out the excess. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the deck where you were holding on way too tight. So you're holding on to shit that you know you need to get rid of. There's stuff you need to get rid of. And in a huge sense, I feel like this has to do with a relationship. Not necessarily a romantic relationship, but it is a close relationship. It is a relationship of some form of love, I should say. Could be a family member. Wow. I feel like for some it is a family member. Wow. And this could be just one person. But I feel like a lot of childhood trauma has surfaced lately. And you became aware of it. Maybe it has to do with a parent or parent figure in your life that was very manipulating and kind of put, or they didn't put them in you. You created beliefs based on this relationship or what you witnessed from this person. And maybe you've been spending your whole life waiting for them to say good job, and you're never going to get that. And maybe they passed. Or maybe they're sick and you're still waiting for something you're not going to get. So it's something like that. like I said, this is a group reading. So, but I just feel like for someone, this is not a romantic relationship at all. This is actually a family member. So you have Isis, past life, White Tara, sensuality, and Cordelia, go outside. So once again, telling you to be more present in the moment. Past life, this one's standing out to me. So there is some kind of karmic shit that is clearing with this relationship. This relationship feels karmic. Whether this life, past life, honestly, it doesn't even matter. But it definitely feels like some kind of karmic healing, balancing that's going on. So there's nothing you need to do, because I almost feel like, well, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? You don't have to do anything. Be present. Go outside. See, this one said go outside. Where is it? Go outside. Go outside. White Tower, sensuality. Treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. I'm going to read the messages on them. I didn't. The situation involves your past life memory. So, okay. We already covered that one. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. And that's coming from her. So go outside. Go for a walk. Go touch the trees. Go feel, oh, well, it depends where you live. I right away assume everyone has, tropical flowers. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. Oh, sensitivity. Wow, I really can't see. Sensitivity, not sensuality. Sensitivity. That makes more sense. So that sensitivity has to do with this karmic stuff that's coming up. That's what I feel like. And also in the beginning, remember I said your stomach, for some, digestive, stomach, food. So that makes sense with the sensitivity. Okay, so the situation will improve through forgiveness. You are ready, and meditation brings answers. So I think it's time that you take some time out for yourself. Now, 3 signs showed up in your reading: Scorpio, Aries, and Libra. And the numbers that showed up are 4, 7, 1, and 8. So it's interesting is, hang on a second. Hang on before I say anything. Okay, so what you think is you're stuck in forever. Okay, so trapped in fear. So this cycle that you feel like you're stuck in and you can't get out of is you're going to move out of it very quickly. This is the time you move out of it really quickly. Oh, wow, Aurora. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. So in the next 2 months, I feel like that's the big shift. Within the next 2 months, this shift is going to, you're going to be in a different place. Let's put it that way. In the next 2 months, you're going to be in a different place. You're going to start seeing or feeling this shift taking place, and you're going to start seeing that you're moving out of this energy. So whatever energy you've been in, and I feel like you've been in this energy for a while, it peaked, but now you're getting, just when we think we can't take it anymore, just when we think that's it, it's never going to change, I'm over it, is when things change. So that's what's happening now. So you're definitely in some kind of surrender mode that's going to move you quickly out of this feeling that you're in. But definitely it's taken you within yourself, because everything you seek it is so true. If you go back and you read all the philosophers, like sayings and shit like that, The more you read them, depending on where you are in your life, the deeper the meaning becomes. Like, I think it's Rumi that says, everything you seek is seeking you. Everything you need is within you. It's the truth. And when we look outside of ourselves to be happy, to just to have peace, to save us from ourselves, there ain't shit out there. No one and nothing is going to do that. Everything you're looking for is in you. So this whole transformation is taking you within yourself to find that value, to find that purpose, to trust your intuition and inspiration and take action. That no one outside of you needs to say, good job, you can do this, because you already know you can. And you know you can because you got the idea to do it. If you couldn't, you wouldn't have gotten the idea. Just remember that. Oh, Aurora, your birthday's 7/14. Very cool. So deck number 2, I hope that made sense to you, that resonated with you. If you pick this deck, my number 3 is like, let's get on with the reading. Okay. Oh, you got a lot of cards too, guys. Okay, a lot, well, not too bad. Not too bad. But you do have root chakra, throat again. See, I'm telling you, throat's a theme. And the heart chakra, forgiveness. So deck number 3, I feel like for some of you, lower back issues, someone with a knee issue, and sciatica. Those are the 3 things that I just felt, which was very uncomfortable for me, by the way. You may be dealing with. You do store a lot of energy in your root chakra. Your root chakra is your hips down. Root chakra has to do with finances, security, safety, support. Think of it, root is your roots. So I feel like for deck number 3, that maybe you're questioning your foundation, your roots, or the work that you've been doing within yourself, if it's stable enough to encounter what you think you're coming into. And I hope that makes sense, because I feel like you've been going through some rough times, which we all have, but you feel like it's going to get worse and you're not sure if you can handle it. And I don't feel like it's going to get worse. I feel like you're expecting it to get worse, because I almost want to say, it's not even me. It's the words that are coming in. You over exaggerate the worst case scenario. And I don't mean that in any disrespectful, judgmental way at all, but someone needed to hear that. You definitely overthink what's going on right now. And it's not as intense as you are thinking it is. And that's why it's feeling like it's worse than it really is. Oh, really, Marion? Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, that totally makes sense. No wonder they use the word over exaggerate. Oh my God, that makes sense, because I was like, okay, that is like, I'm like delaying saying it, because I think that's just rude to tell someone, you over exaggerate in your mind. But that makes sense. So hang on, I'm going to read your Namaste card. A blessed gift. Something beautiful soon manifests. Trust that all is unfolding in the most perfect way for you and all concerned. Have faith and continue to hold positive and loving thoughts. A blessed gift is on its way. So we're going to get back to the forgiveness and creativity, because these cards are standing out to me. So hang on a second. See, this is the card that was standing out to me, in the light of the moon. Now, to me, this card felt like shadow stuff. because the moon represents the shadow side. So maybe you have some suppressed emotions, like Crystal was saying, like dark emotions coming up, things that you didn't want to address is starting to come up. And this is where the forgiveness is coming in. And you're kind of questioning who you are because of this feeling. It's not bad. It's not. And then we go back to the over exaggerate. You're making it worse than it really is, because we all have shadows. And to what extreme? We all have extreme shadows. No one can judge anyone else, because there's no way to measure shadows. We take things as like good, bad, right, wrong. It's so much more than that. Where you are is where you need to be. Acknowledge that how you are feeling. Have faith. The universe will take care of the current concern by providing the best possible outcome for all that you need. So something huge is coming to you, deck number 3. Something big is definitely coming. Look at the I'm trying to read the cards. Look at the underbelly. Okay, so this card is stating, be sure you are using your time in the best possible manner. We're going to go back to the word that they keep using, that I keep hearing, over exaggerate, overthink. Be mindful where you're putting your energies. You're putting your energy, where you're putting your energy is what's manifesting. Like, for instance, if I hurt my thumb and I'm like, oh my God, I hurt my thumb. Oh, my thumb hurts. My thumb hurts. And I keep focusing on it, the more I'm going to feel the pain of it, right? It's like when people first start meditating, they're like, oh, my leg is asleep. I'm uncomfortable, because that's what they're focusing on. Once you master to some level meditating, you don't even realize your legs fell asleep, because you don't feel that anymore. You're not focused on your physical body. You're going within. So where you're putting your energy is making things obvious to you. That doesn't necessarily mean they exist. They exist, but I don't know how to put this into words. This was a horrible, this was horrible. It's not that they don't exist. Of course they exist, because you see them. But maybe they don't exist to the degree that you believe they do. And the only reason why you are seeing it to a specific level or degree is because you've already told yourself this is bad. So because I think this is really bad, I'm going to see how bad this really is. But in reality, it's not as bad. It's exaggerated. It's exaggerated. Every step counts. And single-mindedness. There is an advantage to taking things slowly. So it's funny that Marianne picked this deck, because Archangel Gabriel tells me and Marianne that we are rabbits, that we're always in a hurry. We're always jumping all over the place. We need to learn to be, and I swear to God, he just came into my mind. And that's why I'm sharing it. We need to learn to think like the tortoise. It's slow and steady, and it carries weight on its back, and yet it makes progress. The rabbit may be fast, but does it really get where it's going? Because it's always running around in circles, where the tortoise is continuously, like, it'll take him an hour to cross the street, but that's all he's focused on, is crossing the street. Oh, I'm sorry, Crystal. But this is a good thing. I mean, I know to have Marianne be the tortoise, not the hare. It's good to have a breakdown. Whatever that breakdown was, is you cleared out shit. And you don't have to deal with that no more, because you cleared it out. So sometimes I look forward to my breakdowns. When I feel overwhelmed, I kind of like, okay, I need a breakdown because that's the only way I can get rid of it. And because I'm asking for it, I don't get it. But it's, I don't want to say I love breakdowns, but you know when you've had enough. You know when that's it. You know, and having a breakdown is it's a good thing. And it's not like crying for no reason. There's reasons there that you might not be aware of. So it's a good thing. So back to deck number 3, be the tortoise, not the hare. Okay, so the single-mindedness is choose your own path and what is best suited for you. And I feel like this goes back to this. This is why they told me to put these 2 cards on hold. You have forgiveness and creativity, which is expression and imagination and passion, and you may be having a hard time doing that. Remember, a lot of it feels like all the readings tonight were like karmic stuff that is coming up. This is old, whether it's childhood, past life stuff that's coming up. This isn't like current people in your life causing this shit. They may be triggering it, but the current people in your life are not causing it. This is old shit that's coming up that needs to be addressed. And this, I feel like this is a childhood thing that you need to let go of. Maybe there was a path that you were focused on, or someone you wanted to be, or something you wanted to do, and you were discouraged. And now you feel like, oh, it just ruins everything. Because they didn't allow me to do this when I was 12 and now it's ruined forever. That's not the truth. So letting go of that is going to bring you to a place just as passionate as that one, if that makes sense. So a tempting offer has a high price. Carnivorous fairy, flower fairy. And then you have aloha healing. So this one is the crossroad. See, this one, choose what is best for you. I feel like for some of you, this might be a job or career opportunity. And maybe one is going to bring you something that you're not as passionate about, but the paycheck, the salary's better, or there's benefits, and that's you're taking this job or you're considering it for the wrong reasons, because it's a false sense of security. Then there is the other side of it where the universe is kind of pushing you. There's no guarantee up front of the wealth, the insurance, or whatever it is that is making you look at the first one. You can't see the guarantee in the second option. But the second option is what you're passionate about. The second option is what you really want. And because of this childhood thing, you're kind of not considering it to the level you should be, because you're afraid. You're afraid that there's no stability. You're afraid for your survival needs, like home and money and food, like, some kind of aspect of it. I feel like for this, for some reason, for someone, there's like health insurance is like a big thing. That's not a reason to take a job, believe it or not. That's not, especially if you're not feeling it. Because the other option, you have recognition and reward, triumph, success, material harvest, and new beginnings. And this is coming from Spirit. So Spirit is promising you this, even though tangibly right now you can't see it. But I feel like the universe wants you to trust this agreement that this promise, not even agreement, this promise that they're giving you, that it will work out that way. See, opportunity. Don't make a hasty decision. Wait and compromise what it is you really want. And if you feel torn, because you got to ask your angel. So if you feel really torn about like the direction you want to go in, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with business. It could have just been that I picked that up on someone. But if you're at a crossroad, and it could be anything, and you feel torn between something that is obvious up front that, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not crazy about it, but it'll give me, it's a job or whatever it is. And then the second aspect, the other opportunity you're passionate about, and you're drawn, there's something that ignites you, but it's scary because there is no stability. There's really nothing, because it's you. It's something that you are going to create and build. And I keep feeling like I have to go back to this: the new beginnings, material harvest, recognition and reward, and triumph success. I just feel like the universe has been telling you this. You feel it, but maybe you just feeling it is different than knowing it, so to speak. Okay. So what's interesting with these cards is you have the shock of the new you. She feels, she knows. And the power of attraction. So for some of you, I feel like this is the month you meet a divine partner. If you're not in a relationship and you've been focusing on it, or you want to bring a relationship into your life, this is the month it's going to happen. I do feel like it's going to be, there's nothing you need to do. I'm reading Crystal's message. Oh, I'm sorry, Crystal. But see, oh, Abby, I just saw your thing popped up. Which deck did you pick? Crystal and Abby, which deck did you pick? Because even though, like I said, all the decks will resonate with each other, but certain ones, sometimes if you listen to all of them, there's something in whatever you need to hear. I mean, I don't know how spirit works. I get shit and I share it to you guys. So however it's meant to get out there, it gets out there. Oh, okay. So Abby, are you in a relationship? Just out of curiosity, because I feel like for some that there is a divine partnership coming in this month. And I feel like it's going to happen like unexpected. It's going to be like a surprise. And I feel like there's going to be an intense attraction to this person, almost as if because you got she feels she knows. So as soon as you see this person, you're going to know they're the one. It's that kind of relation, that kind of meeting, that kind of relationship, and shock of the new you. So this applies to the relationship status here, because you have attracted a completely different, you attracted a completely different type of person than you've always, I almost want to say settled for in the past, but you've attracted. So now this new version of you attracted a different type of person, which surprises you. And then the intense attraction and feeling that you have towards this person, it's going to be reciprocated. It's not just you. They're going to feel the same way too. You're just going to know. Now, not in a relationship, shock of the new you feels like there is some transformation that is going to occur because of, I'm trying to find the card. Because of this, the forgiveness, letting go of something from the past. especially if it has to do with, I'm trying to get to the cards. Oh, sorry, I'm tired of looking at it. Okay, so letting go of this, forgiving yourself, forgiving whoever shows up in your life. You'll know what you need to forgive the way it shows up in your life right now. No one can tell you. You'll know when you feel either a heaviness, a weight, or you're angry, or whatever it is. You'll know when you need to put that forgiveness into play. That's where this comes up, the shock of the new you. You are already a different version of yourself. You just don't recognize it yet. Something is occurring. Okay, we read these. Something is occurring. I almost want to say I feel like it's within this month. Within this month. Okay, so here we got 2 weeks. See? There's the confirmation, the number 2. Within 2 weeks, within this month, something is going to, and it could be meeting this person is the first time you recognize it. But throughout the month, you're going to have these moments where you recognize that you are a better version of yourself. You're not the same person. You're not attracting the same people. You're not responding the same way. You're not hanging out with the same people. Like there's going to be these moments throughout the month that's going to validate this new version of you that you maybe don't recognize. So number 2, it's all progressing well now. Alpha Omega, you are free in the choice of the moment, which is interesting because Abby, you said it's not really a relationship anymore. So you are free in the choice of the moment. Pisces and Sagittarius are the 2 signs that showed up in your reading. The numbers 9, 12, and 2. And 12, if you add 1 and 2, it's 3. Take that however you want, because we could add up all kinds of numbers and come up with a shit tons of numbers. So I feel like within the next 2 months, something, the way you see your life is going to change. Like whatever it is that you're focusing on, maybe now you know something is changing, something is shifting, or you're confused and you don't know really what to focus on. Within the next couple of months, something is going to change that. You're going to have like this moment where you just, something new comes to mind, something that you desire. That's awesome. That's awesome, Abby. You feel you are a new you. Yeah, and then there's the Pisces that's showing up, and I don't know why Pisces is coming across so strong right now. And I feel like if Pisces has any meaning to you and there is someone in your life that is a Pisces, and just feeling you need to find your balance with this Pisces. Just find your balance with the Pisces. That's kind of what I'm feeling like with this one. Now let's see what deities you have. You have Rihanna, the sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Green Tara, start delegating. Ask others, including me, meaning Green Tara, or me if you need me, to help you instead of trying to do everything yourself. I can relate to that one. Irene is peace. There is no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. So overall, I think all of us are in the same boat. We're all going through some intense shifts. Good things are happening, though. Good things are coming. It's just a little bumpy ride. So I hope deck number 3 that resonated with you. I send you all an abundance of love and light, and I know it's not an easy time. So now for the new moon ritual. So instead of doing a vision board, I've done this before too, and I completely forgot about it. Bye, Aurora. Stay well, my friend. And I found this when I was moving. So I made a little spell bottle. Now, I couldn't even tell you what's in this. I have herbs in here, stones in here. What exactly I used is anybody's guess. And then I sealed it with wax. So if you want to make a little spell jar, the dollar store sells these little spell jars, or any craft store. You can put stones in them and herbs that resonate with what your intentions are. I would recommend lighting a candle in the color that corresponds with what you want. Like, for instance, if you're doing money, a green candle. Fill the bottle up with herbs and stones that vibe with the money aspect, like jade, malachite, citrine, carnelian, things like that. Herbs like rosemary, lavender, basil. My mind just went completely blank, but you get the point. You can easily Google it. You don't have to do this. Then what I did was cut out pictures and stuck them on cards. Now, this was supposed to be my meditation class that I wanted to start. This was my crystal healing that I wanted to start doing. This is my crystal healing machine that I wanted in the very worst way. Oh, good, Abby. I'm glad. You're welcome. This is a car that I needed because at the time I didn't have a car. And this was my desired something. Sacred inner freedom. How I wanted to feel. And this was in 2019 when I did this. So I took these pictures. Actually, it looks like I cut them off of an old vision board. That's what I did. That's what this is, because I see the holes in it from the vision board. So I took an old vision board and I cut out the pictures that I wanted. And all I did was set my intention as I cut out the pictures. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. I did the little bottle and I stuck them in the bag. Now, if you don't want to do a bottle, get creative. There's no right or wrong, especially when it comes to magic. Tie it. Keep it with you. Now, if you don't have one of these baggies, once again, get creative. You can wrap them in a piece of material and keep it in your bag. You can keep it under your pillow. Use your creativity with this, guys. There is no right or wrong way to do it. I do highly recommend paying attention to it. Either looking at it once a day or thinking about it. You don't necessarily have to take it out. Let's say you put it in your bag. You don't have to take it out of your bag and be like, okay, let me look at this. When you go in your bag for something, you touch it. Oh, there's my vision pouch. That's what I call it. You call it whatever you want. Every time you touch it, you're going to amplify with the energy and say like an affirmation, like, opportunities are everywhere for me, or money comes to me easily and effortlessly, or opportunities. I said that already. Let's try another one. Divine, my soulmate is around the corner. Like, you get the point. Okay. Any affirmation, attach it to this little bed and say the affirmation throughout the day. Now, of course, magically, when you say the affirmation, if you touch it or hold it, even if you visualize it, let's say it's in another room and you're like, okay, I'm going to say the affirmation. Close your eyes and just imagine your little baggie. Say the affirmation. You're still activating it with that energy. I know I manifested everything in this bag. And I know I manifested it not too soon after I did it. soon after I did it. I don't know. I'm having a hard time talking. I ended up getting a new car. I ended up getting the machine. I ended up doing the energy healing. I ended up doing the meditation classes. I ended up doing all those things. And they were on my vision board, and I just wanted to reactivate it. So I suggest, if you guys have done vision boards, just go to an old vision board, or even one that you've created last month or for the new year. Cut out what it is that you want to put your energy into right now, this month. We are in very strong manifesting energy in February. That's just the way the energy is coming in right now. Cut it out and put it in a place. I suggest keeping it under your pillow. I have a bag of rocks under my pillow, a meditation bag under my pillow. My pillow stores a lot of things, because when you sleep, when you're going to sleep, think about, visualize these things coming into fruition. If you are thinking of a relationship, when you go to sleep, see yourself in the relationship. Don't necessarily worry about what they look like, but you can make up a person. You can use a fictitious person. You can just focus on what type of character that person is, and just see yourself in this relationship. And that's what you're going to go to sleep with. And that's the energy you're sending out into the universe. Especially when you do it in that hypnotic state, like right when you're falling asleep, but you're still aware. That is the most powerful state of mind to be in. That's why I suggest putting it under your pillow, because when it's under your pillow, I have to visualize before I go to bed. And that's how I go to sleep. I put headphones on, listening to affirmations as I visualize whatever it is that I am focusing on manifesting right now. And it does work. I mean, we manifest all the time. The fact that we're here, we're manifesting. To deliberately manifest is a different story. It takes a little practice. It takes mindfulness and a lot of conscious awareness, because if we have blocks, that shit ain't coming in. So we have to be consciously aware of what's keeping us stuck. But either way, even with blocks, you're still going to manifest. You still manifest. So go out and enjoy this amazing new moon. May February be filled with an abundance of health, wealth, happiness, love, peace, light, and everything you desire. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you for the full moon. Good night.